Okay, bear with me because literally I'm just saying what comes through. I don't know these people. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just telling you what comes through. Okay, so first of all, this will be for you if you're in that place where, like, most of your life you did a lot of self-sacrificing. Like, you helped people to your own detriment. You put yourself out to make sure other people had what they needed, what they wanted. Like, you were the kind of person, if somebody came to you and like, oh, I don't have money for groceries for the week, and you've only got $20, you'll give them 19 and take your dollar and buy a loaf of bread. Can't even do that now, but you know what I'm saying? And so you're out of that. You're protecting yourself now. You're being more discriminate, showing discernment about who you help and who you don't. You're no longer putting yourself out, putting yourself in bad situations to help other people, okay? If that does not apply to you, this is not your message. All right, you're learning to set boundaries, whereas for most of your life, up until this point, you really didn't do that like you should. Okay? If this is for you, you're able to admit that to yourself. Now, they're saying you're going to be able to see through something. You're setting strong boundaries. You're no longer self-sacrificing. This is not to say you're being selfish, but self-aware, right? I'm protecting my own energy. Doesn't mean you don't help anyone anymore, but you're just not putting yourself in a bad position to help other people. Okay, there's something about, if this is you, there's something about like a jealous, it's coming through as cousin, but also like, this would be a family member who isn't like immediate family, right? It'd be extended, like I said, like cousin, brother, sister-in-law, somebody that's not actually related, but they've gotten so close that like you consider them family, but again, it's not like your immediate family. And there's something about this person, I'm sorry, but this person is big. Because the way it's coming through, I'm very sorry, it's like just a big, great, big face, almost like you look at their face and they look very unhealthy, how big it is, and a big, big neck. And you can already kind of see through them. It's the kind of person that, like, you've always kind of seen through them, but that's just who they were, and you just, like, so you already kind of see through them, and now you're getting to the place where you can see, like, wait a minute, I see through them. They're fake. Why do I have to accept that? I don't. Where before you kind of just thought you had to deal with it because it was a cousin or because it was somebody so close to the family, they're considered family or something like that. You already kind of see through them. And this is important because it's like they're going to come towards you. They've done something and they're kind of scrambling to keep out of trouble, and they want to come towards you and try to bring in, like, they want to act like they're offering you some kind of good thing or like some kind of opportunity, but you're going to see through it. Because really what they're offering is a way, it's like an attempt to stay out of trouble for something that they did. And there's something about defamation, like they've been smearing your name. And you kind of already know this. The smearing of your name is like feels like an ongoing thing. Like this is part of the stuff that you've already seen through. Like, you know this person talks about you. You know this person kind of talks about everybody. But like I said, you've always just sort of accepted it. Like, oh, that's just how they are. And now you're realizing, like, no, I don't have to accept this. And now you're setting boundaries. You already see through this person. They're going to come to you and act like they need your help, or they're giving you some great opportunity or something. You're going to see through it. Because like I said, you already sort of see through them. Like, you knew it, but it didn't really register. Like, oh, I don't have to tolerate this person who talks smack about everybody or stabs everybody in the back all the time. Like, when this happens, it's going to be the final thing that's like, oh my gosh, why have I just been accepting this person's behavior? Okay, connected to this, there's something about either an attorney or somebody that works in the legal field. I feel like this has sort of come through before. I don't know. So either this cousin or this kind of distant family member is an attorney, works for an attorney, works in the legal system, is connected to somebody that works in the legal system. And it's like they're using that kind of inside connection or something to protect something they've done wrong or to cover something they've done wrong. but you see the truth. All this karma is just going to rain down on this person. And again, it's like they're kind of scrambling. Like, I think maybe they got away with something for a while and something has shifted to bring it to the surface, and they're kind of scrambling, thinking they can cover their tracks again, but they can't. The guides keep emphasizing you see the truth, you see through it. You call something what it is, and this situation here is like one of the reasons it became so important for you over the last year to set strong boundaries, to realize you don't have to interact with people that are toxic or that do things behind your back. It really was important for you to get to this place first where you no longer self-sacrifice, where you no longer put yourself out for other people, because maybe had you not gotten there and this happened, you might have just let this go, and you're not supposed to. This is somebody who's, on some level, you've always known that they've been jealous of you. They act like we're so close, we're cousins, we're so close, we're like family or whatever, but you've always kind of known they talked behind your back, they were jealous of you, they were hating on you behind your back. You've always kind of known that. Somebody committed like fraud. Somebody committed fraud or something, and they used their, like I said, either they work somewhere in the justice system or they're connected to somebody who does, and they've used that to like cover something they did. And you know the truth, or you will when this comes out. I keep getting like I'm so sorry, a very like big face, very big face. They're showing me someone I know, and every time I see this person's face, I'm like, your face just looks unhealthy. It's huge, and it's always red. It's like, I'm sorry to say, but it's like the tiniest bit of physical movement, and they're out of breath, and their face is like, it's, I don't know, a very big face and a big neck. Committed fraud. And Spirit's saying this person doesn't, I think all of this is to get you to figure out who this is, but this person doesn't have the ability to be honest. And you may have said that at some point, like this person literally can't tell the truth. They always make up stories. They never tell the truth about anything. They lie about things they don't need to lie about. This is the kind of person that like makes up phantom lovers. Like, I'm dating someone that doesn't exist, or I'm dating somebody I'm not really dating. Like, you've already noticed that this person lies all the time. This person talks behind everyone's back. They're the kind of person that's always jealous of everybody. But they've been smearing your name. And they're going to try to use you to get out of a situation they did, some kind of fraud. Some kind of fraud they committed. And the way they did it was using, like I said, their position in the justice system or someone they knew in the justice system. The person that I know, this person like works in a lawyer's office. And they want to use, they either did use your information to do something or they want to, and like that's what they're coming to you with. Presenting it like, oh, it's a great opportunity for you, but you see through it. This isn't going to work. Something was stolen. Something was stolen. And anyway, it's showing up on your doorstep in some way, right? You find out, or they come to you with it. You see through it. I'm getting by July. You see through it, and because you handle it how you're supposed to handle it, because you don't get sucked into it and like put yourself out there for somebody you know you shouldn't, then you're blessed. July and August, and karma's gonna kick their butt. Something about you see through. You've always seen through this person, and now you're aware, like, you know what? I've always just accepted this person. I knew they were dishonest. I knew they were jealous. I knew blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing this anymore. Fraud. They committed fraud. They stole something. They literally stole something. So if they like stole something of yours, because you know we always kind of get that like there's like always messages about somebody's like inheritance was stolen or something like that. If this is connected to that, this is closing out, and you're, even though like they may have stole something from you, you're getting more than that back. And it literally had to play out this way. You had to get to the place where you now set boundaries, and you're not, like I said, helping people to your own detriment. You're not doing that anymore, so that this could happen and you wouldn't accept it and you'd see through it. I don't know, this person may be in big trouble, because there's either like a lawsuit, or this person actually may go to jail. And there's trouble about like whoever this is that's actually in the legal system that helped them. They're getting in trouble. They did something to steal, like, I don't know, money or a house or something, and it's all coming up. And then you see through it. You don't do whatever it is they're trying to get you to do to get them off the hook, and then you get like unexpected money or a house or whatever it is you lost. They use their position, like their job, to steal. Okay, we're moving to something else. Bear with me, because I don't know where this is going yet, but I'm standing in the energy of somebody who like is overwhelmed. They can't control their like attraction, but they're frustrated because it's like inside they can't control it, but they're putting on a facade like, I'm not thinking about you at all. I'm not attracted to you at all. Oh, hold on. But they're also kind of frustrated because you're like stepping into your power, and they see this. I think they're used to connections where they're sort of the dominant one. There's a lot of ego. This is, well, that's ironic, because we were just talking about people having to break their ego. This is them having to break through their ego, because it's almost like they want you to stop. They want you to stop being at the level you're at so they can be the leader. This person may be someone who's used to having like a lot of money or being flashy or showing that kind of stuff off. This is about their healing. They need healing. They need healing. They need to know, they have to get out of their ego and know that connections should be equals. One should not be dominant. This person may be now, or like this is leading them to like therapy or anger management courses or something like that. This is about their healing. Yeah, they're used to relationships where they're the dominant one and the other person is like submissive. Because they're feeling like threatened by your status or title, or just the way people see you. Like you're not, I don't know if you ever did, but you're not making yourself small now. You're not like demure. They're like watching to like learn more about you. Because there's something like, maybe this is after your sort of transformation and growth, because there's something about they had saw you a different way before, and it begins with them almost being upset that you are kind of stepping into your power. Like it was easier before. And again, this is about their healing journey. They need to learn that, like, no, you stepping into your power is a good thing. Sorry, I'm really congested. They feel like they have like a very rigid way of thinking about, like gender roles, or like who's the breadwinner, who wears the pants in the relationship, that kind of thing. They're getting very, like, again, inside, they're like very worked up over this, but they're acting like On the outside, it would seem like they're not thinking about you at all, but they're like obsessively thinking. Like, it was easier when you made yourself smaller and I could dominate. But again, it's leading to their healing. It's leading them into like therapy or anger management or something. It's good. But it begins with them being very like unregulated. So if this is like someone you dated in the past or something, you would know them to be like somebody who has no emotional regulation. Do you know what I mean? That's where it begins. And then this overwhelming attraction to you, and this overwhelming, almost angry that it's not as easy as it used to be because now you're stepping into your power where before I could just dominate. It leads to their healing journey. They go into therapy or anger management. They're going to learn emotional regulation. They don't want this to be over. They don't want this to be over at all. But they don't know how to approach it because, like I said, it used to be like I could just say, let's get back together, and you'd be like, great. But now you're in your power, so you're going to have to show me things would be different. They don't know how to do that. Something about, okay, again, how this leads to them learning, about balanced relationships, about emotional regulation, but also them learning about how moving away from like toxic environments. I don't know why I'm getting violence, because in other areas of their life, they've got toxic environments they accept or they just think is normal. And it's going to move them away from that. Okay, they're shining a light on how they view it as not okay. That either like you make more money than them, you draw more attention than them. Because in some, bless you, sorry. Because in some way it's like, I feel like I should be the dominant one, but you don't. It's almost like somebody who, let's say you have become very independent, right? You make your own money, you decide things for yourself, yada yada. And I don't like it that way. I liked it better when I'm the breadwinner. You know what I mean? I kind of run the show. There's something about that. And they actually went through a period where they notice this about you. They notice you growing. They notice maybe you're getting more successful or something more independent. And they went through a period of like wishing that would slow down. This is all a lesson for them. They've got to heal something they were taught about having to dominate a relationship, or one person has to be in this role, one person has to be in that. There might be issues with like, they might have like some legal issues. I just saw sirens, like cop cars. Or if they do something that's kind of under the radar of the law, do you know what I mean? There is a harsher side to this person, I'll just say that. And they, like I said, they could have in the past been controlling or possessive. Again, they are used to being the dominant one, particularly in like romantic connections. This is teaching them. And trying to block other people from coming towards you. And so they're going through all this, right? Mentally, emotionally, and whatever, but they don't want you to see that at all. They don't want you to look at them as like being threatened by you or being threatened by you moving on with somebody else. They don't want to be seen as someone who's like scared of your power, but they are. because I keep coming back to, there was a period where like they wanted to stifle your growth, or like your independence, or your, you know, gaining self-confidence. Like they didn't want that to happen. Honestly, this is giving me energy like the whole bro energy I've been talking about. You know, high value man, high value woman, blah, 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 blah. And it's like your growth is sparking their growth, their breakthrough to get through this. Like they were the kind of person that had that thinking of like, women are too emotional and men are logical. And it took their connection to you and their desire to be with you, and you've had growth, so now they're in a panic like, oh, my bro stuff and my male dominant stuff doesn't work, and that's going to lead to their breakthrough. And there may be something about they either like they go from job to job or career to career, or like they start a business, it doesn't last. They start another one, doesn't last. Like there's something about that. And like you are starting to be like steady, and it's another thing they're intimidated about. Like I'm supposed to be better. I mean, genders don't matter, but it's a masculine energy that's like, I'm supposed to be the one, the breadwinner. I'm supposed to be one with career. I'm supposed to be the dominant one. And it's like this all had to happen, your growth and everything, and your time apart had to happen to spark their growth. Because if you, let's say it's a bro who thinks they should be dominant, but you guys break up and they're not interested in going back, well then they don't care. But they want you back, and you've had growth, so their approach that they usually take doesn't work with you. Do you know what I mean? So that desire to be with you has to be there, so they'll start realizing like, oh, maybe my thinking is wrong. Not saying they're there yet, but that's what this is all leading to. And again, there is like therapy, anger management, something that this leads to. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. If that resonates with you, reach out. We'll dig into it deeper. I'm trying to make these shorter. I don't want to make them so long. I know people don't have like an hour and a half to listen to all this stuff. So, full moon this week. When the emails go out, we'll be talking about full moon. There's a couple of you that I'm going to offer something to that I'm just going to do as a trial before I offer it to anybody else. It's actually the most popular thing I do for people that I work with in person. I just haven't wanted to deal with the mail and stuff. So, all right, full moon this week. That's about all I'm going to be doing this week is full moon session. So, sending positive energy away, guys. Bye.